Que lo que es rico, ya empieza tu fin de semana.
Claro que sí, tú sabes con la fiesta, esto es lo que hay.
Oh.
Ya. She needed a place to stay and I needed a ride home, and she had a scooter. And you know how I feel about having a chick that has a scooter? Pay boy, buy the next gringo. That's what you'll see there. Sí. Otra luz izquierda. Sí, otro bloque izquierda. Yes. Sí. Sí. Izquierda aquí. Rico.toro. Sí, bombón. Sí, la luz. Rico.toro. Sí, cuídate, mamá.
No, ya yo he mirado por el...
Sí, y allá.
Cuidado, chicos.
Sí, cuídate, por favor, hermano. Sí. Sí, y ya.
Yo sabe. No, pero yo sabe con mis hijos, es que está malo, porque por ahí no se puede.
Sí. We're just trying to get home safe, y'all, with
Yo he cargado muchas personas, pero yo comprendo que el chico dice que
Sí.
es realmente,
Sí, entiendo.
realmente esa es la vía mía, no la vía de él, él que está abandonando más. Que no, yo voy completamente por donde voy. ¿Dónde tu casa?
La casa al frente. We're just trying to get home safe.
Esa,
God bless the gringo
esa casa.
paying for this pasola.
Aquí.
Sí. Support Dominican businesses.
Soportar los negocios dominicanos y ayudarlos.
Yeah. Just some quick load filming. Baby Grisante, Saturday night. We're gonna talk about economics. We're gonna talk about inflation in a minute. Stay tuned. Que la hay, mi gente. Rico Toro. Yeah. So, a lot of talk about, sorry I left you, I didn't need you. I mean, I didn't leave you, but came back. Been like a week, that's why I say left you. So forgive me. You know, I don't like putting up just too much random garbage, you know, so I was kind of waiting to see what would happen over a few days more. Have something more to talk about. So, shout out TMI Santiago, by the way. I just saw his video, cheat on your wife. So, got a little bit of response to that, you know, which I also share with him behind the scenes. So, he, you know, decided I'd say a little something on that too. So, you know, I don't condone or encourage or recommend people that claim to be happily married to mess around on that old lady or old man. But, you know, if you have an open relationship, that's different. But if you don't, you know, do what you do. But, you know, I say there's no point, basically, if you're in paradise dabbling around, dipping and dabbling and playing Scrabbling, Legos and checkers and dominoes. There's no point in really telling, you know, like, oh, my wife is, you know, she's the real deal, she's the truth, she's awesome. You know, meanwhile, I'm just like banging and slanging the, you know, different hoes. I just think, you know, it's not necessary. But I mean, each his own. But, if you're gonna show pictures of your old lady, like she's top shelf and all that while you dabbling around, hopefully she is fairly top shelf. I mean, each his own. We all, you know, it's all, what do you say, subjective to the eye of the beholder. So, anyways, just another note, you know, this is all sort of related to the fidelity cheating thing. You know, so a friend of mine, an older friend of mine, been down here like 7 years. He's been traveling the countryside, the mountainside, all areas in between, the capital, East Coast, the West Coast, the left coast, all over Dominican Republic. You know, trying to, I guess, seeking out some of the, what we'd refer to as unicorns. And, you know, with a lot of different luck and a lot of different adventures and discoveries along the way. So I used like a conversation we were having. You know, he sent me actually pictures of a couple that he met recently. And, you know, one was like, he went like out to the countryside to see her or whatever. And they had a little bit of sexual innuendo joking via WhatsApp before he went. And she was like, oh, no, there's not going to be any sex, not on a first date, blah, blah, blah. That's not my MO or whatever. I'm not looking for money or nothing from you, blah, blah. So he gets there. He's like, hey, you know, I thought we'd start off, go to this restaurant or whatever. And she right away is like, well, let's go somewhere more private. He's like, more private? Talk to me, baby. She says, to the cabana. The cabana? Oh, yeah, so the cabana. In case you don't know, that's like a little short-term love shack where, you know, you can go there for, depending on where you're at, like Sosua, Dulce Secreto is the name of it. It's like 700 pesos for a couple hours. Might be like 400 pesos out in the campos or other areas of the country. So she wants to go to the cabana. So they ate a little lunch at the cabana. Some of them have food and drinks and stuff available. It's like a kind of like a rendezvous, a romantic, if you want to call it that, rendezvous kind of park, some of them, you know, to where even though it's, you know, they know you're there for a lot of times, some secret boom time away from your, you know, whatever you got at home, but also, you know, they try to make it decent so you can eat, have a drink or whatever, like a real date, I guess. So he said that he said she rocked him, you know, and didn't ask for nothing in return. You know, he said he left her behind like 1,000 pesos, 2,000 pesos or whatever, because supposedly she's recently unemployed hairstylist or whatever. But like I said, she didn't ask, and you know, there was no demand. She was glad to take that, you know. And another scenario is like, you know, he said recently he met a couple that after they chatted up, got to know each other a little bit, and after the first meeting, they tell him they're happily married to older Dominicans. We're talking women in their maybe 30s, and there was like these 60, 70-year-old Dominicans that are supposedly taking real good care of them, you know? And, you know, so here's the interesting connection. See, we all hear about like the young Dominicans that will pimp out their wives to gringos in the Sosua area at the drop of a dime, without question, without further thinking about it. But on the flip side of that is, and we've all had some, you know, and didn't even know it at different times. But the flip side of that is, you know, those couples out in the countryside or the mountains or in Santiago, or where, you know, there's a Bible in every room of the house, picture of Jesus on every wall, and everything is gracias a Dios para mi comida, gracias a Dios para otro día mi vida. You know, there's just a lot of Dios between them, a lot of religion, you know, Cristianos. So, and so basically, these women, these are like couples that claim to be like super devout and traditional, where the man really does think that his old lady is taken good care of, and she's not gonna dip on the side or nothing like that. And it's hit or miss. Sometimes those women just want some young dick. You know, I've had it happen to American friends of mine that have been that lucky guy and just got a random freebie from somebody that, you know, like that. It happened to me before, and you know, a friend of mine, like I say, now he was experiencing that, you know. And sometimes in his case, the one was looking for a little something, like an ongoing arrangement where he'd have to contribute financially. But meanwhile, nevertheless, some cases it's not, like I say, particularly where it's a much older Dominican that's pretty established. They're not pimping them out. Their wives are just cheating, just messing around, you know, for whatever reason. Sometimes it's for new good sex. Sometimes it is for a little money or whatever. But most don't think about that scenario. So, on another thing, you know, is there are ways, you know, if you are contributing to someone financially, whether it be in the States, Dominican Republic, or anywhere, where you're not physically present. If it's a person that, especially, you know, it's easy to do it with like hoes, but if you're in question, there are these apps that, like, you've heard of burner phones. You buy a phone, Boost Mobile, Metro PCS, and, you know, change the number every month or whatever. Well, there are apps that you could just install like on your regular phone too. And I actually did it, tried a scenario out, and really had one of my regulars going to meet this guy, Alex. I actually had somebody else take a video call because I knew it was coming, knew she was going to try it. He actually, a friend of mine, answered the video call, you know, to make her confident that it was real and not like me or somebody setting her up. So anyways, long story short, Alex canceled at the last minute, and lo and behold, she comes by my apartment looking for me. I wasn't here, and lo and behold, she went to the beach and found me, and, you know, determined to basically make it worth her while, since she trekked here thinking she was gonna have a date. So after an argument, I gave her 500 pesos to get lost and blocked her. So anyways, you know, that's just a thing you do. Like, one, it's called Second Line. That's the name of one app. You know, it's a little tricky for me navigating how to set it up, but some of you guys more technology sound than I am should figure it out pretty quickly, you know. And another thing, Cash App and email is always in the description of the channel and the videos. Cash App never expected, donations always welcome. If you have a question about something non-related to a video, don't ask me a question, and like in this video, don't ask me questions in the comments about a hotel or pricing or whatever. You know, don't do that. You know, just send me an email. The email is in the description, and the first email or two is free. After that, as a kind gesture, you should maybe want to consider dropping a $2, $5 donation. So, I'm talk to y'all a little bit about inflation now. So, yes, prices are going up. Milk, bread, apples, peaches, mangoes, chicken, birds, seagulls, labor rates for contractors. Everything's going up. It's all relative. It's not just a Sosua thing, not just a Dominican Republic thing. It's a global thing right now. Inflation is everywhere. However, most, if you're talking in pesos, they're not, you know, they're talking, if you're talking in pesos, most are glad to take 3,000 to 4,000 pesos. I'm gonna be honest. You know, I was interrogating one of my regulars recently, and the one I tested, and I said basically you quoted this guy Alex about the same amount that you expect and demand from me. What's up with that? And she says, I quietly take what you give me around that, and I do a lot of extras for you, Rico, because we've known each other so long, and I trust you a little bit. But I'm not gonna do half of that for any new guy, and I'm gonna wear him down. I'm gonna try to treat him well, good service, non-rush, never a rush. So he's gonna be expected to pay propina, and I'm just like, that's just wrong. Tell him one thing, and you're gonna try to really hound for a lot more when you get there. But I shouldn't be surprised, because you know that's her thing anyways. I just am a little more patient, and we got past some of that. So that's that. But in general, like I say, you know, if you approach situations correctly, you know, I'm gonna say it again. 3,000-4,000 pesos, 5 to 6, maybe 7, all night. You know, all they're agreeing to, no matter how much you say in writing, is the amount of time, the amount of payment, anything extra, any extra details. There's not a lawyer, there's not a security guard, there's not a police officer. Nobody can enforce you. Nobody can enforce her to honor the conditions of all that extra stuff in writing, all the details. So it's best to certain details for the bonuses or extras or whatever freaky shit you're into. We all got our vices. Those are closed door conversations, y'all. So hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. You should have already, but anyways, hit that thumbs up now. Peace.